Hey guys, so this video is all about the city of Temecula and what it's like to really live here in Temecula, California. I'm going to give you some perspective from someone that's lived here in the valley for over 25 years. I'm going to tell you what it's really like to live here on a daily basis and hopefully give you some good information for you to help decide if it's the right area for you and your family. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hey guys, hey again, my name is Justin Short. I am a realtor and team leader for the Short Real Estate team here at Keller Williams in Temecula, California and Murrieta, California. And this video is all about the city of Temecula and what it's like to actually live here. So I know I've mentioned it before, but I have lived here in the Temecula area for over 25 years. I went to high school out here. You know, we've owned homes in Temecula and Murrieta. We've lived in Winchester. So I think I have some really good experience to tell you what it's like to actually live here. And then now I'm raising, my two kids here locally, and really this is the area that we plan to stay in long term. So we plan to be here, for the next 20 plus years, hopefully, forever. But we think this is going to be our forever home and our forever area we want to live. I think it's a great area to live, and I want to give you guys some of the highlights and also some of the lowlights and tell you what it's like to actually live here from someone that's been here for a long time. So before I get into all the information, do me a favor. If you're liking real estate videos like this, please hit like, please hit subscribe. Obviously it helps me, it helps my channel. Obviously we're trying to continue to grow it. And then if you guys have any real estate questions, you can feel free to reach out anytime. So you can you can call, you can text, you can email me. I have people that reach out all the time. I mean, almost every day that reach out with me questions about the area or curious about, best parts of towns, worst parts of towns, or just, my opinion. Or, if you guys are thinking about making a move here to the area, of course, I would love to help you. Happy to answer any questions that you may have. Of course, myself and my team would love to, help you out with your home tours, help you through the home purchase process, and be a resource in anything that, anything we can do to help you. So let's go ahead and we'll get into the info here. So again, I've lived here in Temecula for a long time. Some of the best parts about living here I'll go over, and then I'll go over some of the worst parts as well, and then just kind of what it's like on a daily basis. So for me, the reason that we live here and that we think it's such a great area is we can be, here a part of Southern California. We're here located just north of San Diego County, and we're about an hour from all the cool stuff that Southern California has to offer. So we're about an hour from downtown San Diego. We're about an hour or so from the beaches in most parts of San Diego and, some that are in Orange County. About an hour from Disneyland. We're about an hour to going out to the desert. We have a lot of hiking trails that are, even closer than that. Lakes that are closer than that. We're a little bit further from mountains, probably 2.5 hours or so from the true mountains. That'd be like Big Bear Mountain, and then we're a couple hours away from most of the LA area, right? So we're pretty centrally located, and because we're in Southern California, we do have really good weather. It doesn't rain here often. I think it's like 15 days a year on average that we get rainfall, so it's not very wet. It's pretty dry. It does get super hot, so in the months of August and September it can get super hot. The stats show right about 92, 93 degrees, but you're going to get a lot of heat waves, over 100. So they say, I think per year there's probably 10 or so days per year that are over 100. Feels like a little bit more than that because it's pretty miserable when it's hot outside, but we'll get up to 100, 102, 103, 104 for sure, a couple times a year. But what is nice is we do get a nice breeze in the evening. So even if it's hot during the day, it'll really cool off the area at night to make it a lot more comfortable. And it is a dry heat as well, so it's not super humid at all. And because it does cool down, it makes it really nice at night. And it's not like living somewhere like, say, Palm Springs or Phoenix or Vegas or something like that, where the heat is just unrelenting and it's 99 degrees at 9 o'clock at night. So luckily we don't have that, so which is nice. But in addition to being a part of Southern California, right, and being here locally, we are still in a relatively affordable area that is nice. it's newer, and then it has really good schools, right? So the average home price for a home in Temecula is right now it's right about $800,000. That's going to vary a little bit. It's summer 2024 right now, but right about $800,000. And if you although that is a lot of money, yes, there's no doubt about that. But if you compare that to other parts of Southern California, like San Diego or LA or Orange County, the average price points there are really over $1 million now. And for $1 million, you're not going to get that great of a home. You're going to get an older home that was probably built in the 50s or the 60s. Probably kind of crummy. It probably needs a lot of TLC and rehab. Probably not, super new and shiny. And then you have some true structural concerns like roofing concerns, plumbing concerns, electrical concerns, that type of stuff. Where as opposed to here in Temecula, for that $800,000 price point, you're going to get something that was probably built within the last 20 years, 30 years max. So built mid 90s to mid 2000s, so maybe even a little bit newer. There's still new construction homes going on, but because of the year built, you don't have those those true structural concerns, right? We're not worried about roof replacements and stuff like that, and 99% of homes out here, so it's not really, those aren't really big things. We're not worried about, utilities and electricity and plumbing and stuff like that. But you can be at, so that $800,000 home, it's going to be newer. It's also going to be a lot bigger, right? That's probably a 22 to 2,800 square foot home, maybe even a little bit bigger, maybe north of 3,000 square feet. It's newer. You're in a newer area, a newer suburb area that's squeaky clean, right? So the area, just the city itself here is really, really nice. It's continuing to grow. It's becoming more and more of a destination where there's over 50 wineries now out in wine country. So people are coming in all the time for weddings, for bachelorette parties, for wine tours, and just getaway weekends if you live in Southern California. And really just wine country Temecula is a lot more on the map, and it gives you a lot of nice restaurants and stuff out there as well. In addition to that, you have like the Old Town Temecula area, which is now a lot more of a destination. There's a casino, there's a lot of shopping. It's just grown so much, right? Compared from when I first moved here, it was a pretty sleepy small town, and now it's a robust city for sure. And there's 500,000 people that live here between the Temecula and Murrieta and the surrounding few cities. So it is a big area. It is not a lot of times when people come here, they're kind of shocked about how large it is, but it's definitely a big area. So you have something that's relatively affordable. You're going to be a part of a great school district, right? So Temecula Valley Unified School District is super, super highly rated. They have a high school that is one of the top 1,500 schools in the nation that wins all types of awards. But even if you're not a part of that specific high school, in general, the school district here is really, really highly rated, and it's that's a big plus for people, especially if you have kids. Obviously, you want to be part of that school district, and then even if you don't have kids that are going to public school, it's a really good thing for resale value to buy a home in a good school district that's desirable, because in the future that home is still going to be desirable because it's in a good school district, right? So it's just a really good thing for resale as well. But I have kids, so they go to the schools here, and we've always been super, super happy. There's a lot of homes here that have pools. We talked about how hot it was and the heat and whatnot. So there's everything here has AC. A lot of homes have pools to make it a lot more palatable for sure. And then just one of the things that we like about living here is just how family friendly the city is. So City of Temecula, they put on a ton of family activities. So, and really it seems like everything throughout the city is really geared for people, it really feels just like us, that live here locally. So there's a ton of parks. There's over 50 parks within the city of Temecula. There's a ton of sports leagues. So there's like multiple softball leagues, softball teams. There's multiple soccer leagues, soccer teams, multiple baseball leagues, baseball teams, basketball, football, flag football, all types of different sports and activities and clubs and all that stuff. Obviously, a lot of that is family and kid focused for sure. There's a lot of adult leagues as well. And then you have the parks, you have the sports, and then the stuff that the city puts on, they tend to be a lot of kid facing things as well. So like they do events down in the Old Town area. They do like a New Year's drop thing. It's a grape drop. It's kind of a play on the ball drop in New York. They do, they have an ice skate rink that they put out. There's all types of events, throughout the year that are, holiday themed and whatnot that are, kid friendly, and from Easter egg hunts and all types of different stuff that's out there. So there's just a ton of family activities that are out there. So for those reasons, we definitely love living here. I think it's a great place to be. I think this is where we plan to stay long term, and I think that's why we have so many clients that are relocating here. Now, the downside to being here in Temecula, you have the heat, which we talked about. I think that's pretty manageable for most people, but without a doubt, the biggest pain point for people that live here is going to be the traffic. So because it's definitely more of a suburb area, people live here and commute out, right? They live here and they drive out to San Diego, they drive to LA, they drive to Orange County for work. Because of that, the freeways are jammed. There's a lot of traffic. The average commute is about 45 minutes to an hour one way, right? So if you're an hour, it's 1 hour one way, hour coming back, that's 2 hours. It's gonna be your average commute. I mean, that's no joke. That's a big part of your day, right? So that's something that you really got to think about if you are gonna be living here, and what that commute's gonna look like. You can help yourself out depending if you buy a home in a certain part of the city to shorten that commute. If you're for example, if you're going to San Diego and if you live in South Temecula, it's really going to help, your commute time, as opposed to if you lived over on the north part of the city, right? You're probably going to save yourself 40 minutes a day in the car, and taking into account traffic, right? So that is a big thing, thinking about where that commute's going to be. However, in 2024, right? So post-COVID world, so many more people work from home. So if you're lucky enough to be able to work remotely and work from home, that's really going to take away the biggest pain point in living here, which is the traffic. So if you work from home 5 days a week, or you have to commute just once or twice a week, or not a true 5 or 6 day commute like a lot of people have to do, that's going to make living here so much better if you're able to do that. So if that is the case, then for you, and you are able to work remotely, that makes this a lot more of a desirable area for sure. So without a doubt, that's the biggest complaint from people, just the amount of traffic. But really living here on a daily basis, I think it's a great place. There's definitely some traffic in and throughout towns. We're on the go with our family, dealing with all this. We got kids, so sports leagues and baseball and softball, and running around on the go. In the summer, we spend a lot of time in the pool. We host people, and you have little parties and stuff, and just kind of hang out. So I think it's a pretty easy going way of life. We really enjoy it. And just wanted to maybe give you guys some information on what it's like to actually live here. Hopefully, that's some good info for you guys and a good perspective. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out anytime. You can call, you can text, you can email, and hopefully talk to you soon. Thanks.